Continue. It says Bernstein noted a long-standing relationship of the agency with the CBS network and former CIA Director Alan Dulles' friendship with CBS President, CFR member William Paley. And when you go into CBS, what is CBS? The insignia or the icon that signifies CBS is what? The all-seeing eye, correct? So that make all perfect sense. Not only is these motherfuckers calling themselves illuminated, they big brother got their eye on your ass. You know what I mean? It says the president of CBS News from 1954 to 1961, CFR member Sig Michelson acted as Paley's liaison with the CIA using a direct telephone line that bypassed the network switchboard and connected directly with the agency. The chief directors and news anchors of CBS have also been CIA connected, according to Bernstein. The journalist wrote that over the years, the CBS network provided cover for CIA employees, including at least one well-known foreign correspondent and several stringers. It supplied outtakes of news films to the CIA, established a formal channel of communications between the Washington bureau chief and the agency, and allowed reports by CBS correspondents to be routinely monitored by the CIA. The New York Times and its publisher, CFR member Arthur Hayes Sulzberger, frequently liaisoned with the CIA, providing cover for at least 10 CIA agents during the 1950s and 60s. The publisher of the Washington Post, CFR member Catherine Graham, was close friends with CIA directors Dulles and Casey, and employed a number of reporters who worked with the CIA. Henry Luce, the founder of Time and Life, was a friend of the CIA directors Alan Dulles and looked the other way when some of the reporters attended CIA briefing. C.D. Jackson, a leading exec at Time Life, lived a double life as a mover and shaker in American psychological warfare efforts. According to the CIA files, ABC News was used as a cover by agents during the 1960s. Bear with me. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, starting at verse 19. Yahweh shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Salah, because they have no changes. Therefore they fear not Yahweh. Verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. At the end of the day, this devil, you know what I mean? Like, when you just really take the time to think about this dude, he set up the same agencies that you thinking you getting information for your betterment, ultimately to use against everybody, not just the 2/3 of our people and the hopeful elect, but his own people. I mean, are you actually listening to what I'm reading? Yo, the news agencies are set up by the very same CIA government. Oh, man. Let me read this part. It says, another means of CIA control over the media is through outright ownership. The New York Times in 1997 reported that the CIA owned more than 50 radio stations, wire services, magazines, and newspapers, with the majority of them being overseas. Many foreign news agencies were also infiltrated with CIA agents, and more than 1,000 books that have been subsidized or produced outright by the CIA have been put in print by American publishers. Given these extensive involvements, would it be too much to venture that the American media, that bastion of freedom and independence, hold CIA credentials? Another means of influencing public opinion has been through the Advertising Council, a tax-exempt non-governmental agency whose membership is heavily weighed with members of the Council on Foreign Relations. Among the projects that the Advertising Council has furthered are ones aimed at the creation of the one world government, including world peace through world law and various public service announcements promoting the United Nations. A technique for influencing public opinion is polling organizations which have demonstrably been shown to slate their public opinion questions in order to achieve desired results, but which may also be engaged in outright deception and alterations of statistics in the service of whomever is paying them. And that's the spirit, because I was going to do a video on this, but the spirit just reminded me now. I was doing something earlier at the library on the internet, and the first thing I popped up when I went to Yahoo, the search engine, they was talking about basically during Obama's administration, they committed fraud based on the student loan thing. Like making it seem like just, I mean, so, you know, that's what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like or for instance, like with this, how they manipulating the media, that how you had Obama sitting up there saying that the unemployment was down, but when Trump was in office, when Trump wasn't in office, when he was hating on Obama, he like, oh yeah, those numbers are fake. But now he's in office and the numbers are real. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, it is jobs out there, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you ain't got to be no rocket scientist. I mean, now, I don't know if it's people trying to live beyond their means, but it ain't even just that, because you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even like I was when I was in the world. I ain't had a freshest pair of shoes. I bought one pair of shoes like last year. No, this year, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like one pair, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, and yet I'm still barely making it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not even doing folly with my money. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's shit. That's why you got people working 2 and 3 jobs. You know what I mean? So, like I said, like that goes back to the public opinion, because like I said, you clearly see, like I said, there's jobs out there. I know a couple guys that have had 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs this year, but at the same time, it's a reason why they're going from job to job, or they doing multiple jobs. You get what I'm saying? And then I know people that ain't got no job at all. So, you know, it says a technique for, I think I read that. It says, let's go into President Bill Clinton. It says, within the last year, another example of media manipulation may have saved President Bill Clinton from impeachment due to an incident. So this is dated 2003, because I guess Clinton was in office at the time. It says President Bill Clinton from impeachment due to an incident that has come to be known as Rapegate. During the impeachment trial of Clinton, Juanita Broderick, referred to as Jane Doe number 5 in the Star Report, was interviewed at length by NBC correspondent Lisa Myers. Broderick alleged that in 1981, Bill Clinton had raped her in the Arkansas motel room where she had been working for his campaign for governorship. This is not a credible allegation, since Clinton has been accused of rape and forcing his sexual attentions on women on numerous occasions in the past. The first time that we know of during his studies at Oxford University in England in 1960. And that's the spirit, because I was just talking to some guys that I do this program with, and, you know, I was telling him, because he was up there like, oh, you know, do I believe Bill Cosby didn't rape the girls? And I'm like, yeah, I believe he didn't rape them. You know what I mean? Do I feel sorry for him? No. But I don't think he raped them, because he literally clearly came out and said he did this and did that, because that was his defense. At that time, they was getting high. Like I was telling the dumbass, you put them to sleep. You got motherfuckers that take sleeping pills to get high. You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, nobody would tell on themselves like that unless he thought that, like, I told him something simple. I said, listen, man, at the end of the day, he's not charged with rape. They made up a charge. You get what I'm saying? He's not charged with rape. He charged with like indecent, sexual, some crazy retarded shit. So at the end of the day, now you got some shit like this where it's talking about Bill Clinton actually got not one allegation, but multiple allegations of forcefully raping. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, Bill Cosby was married to his wife since the motherfucker made some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, any woman that got caught put in a position with him like that knew this man was married. Like, who the fuck you playing with, though? It was like how David Chappelle said at the end of the day, like with Michael Jackson. He said, it's like, you know, the CIA come out of the cut like, yeah, Mike, we need you to jack off another kid, Mike. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, it's just like, what is it called? Like, just, it's like a distraction, you know what I mean? Now you got the R. Kelly shit. And I hear, oh yeah, they about to make an example out of him. See, that show you the devil though. Like I said, go back to like I was saying that movie Saw. You know, when you're in hell, only person you can rely on is the devil. They let that man. They knew that man was fucking with little young girls all the way back when he was fucking with Aaliyah. That was a young girl, but everybody turned a blind eye to it, and now you all surprised at what happened. This place is sick. You get what I'm saying? And that's pretty much the whole like lesson, because it's just going into, like I said, that's it. So I'm gonna end the lesson there. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call halal Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem Rakakadas. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and faith and sincerity, wishing it allows them the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Aqua and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, is an edifying video. Shalom to the confusion of faith, brethren, join onto my ranks. Salaki, join onto our ranks. And with that, I want to say shalom, shalom, and Lord willing, to the next time, shalom and a Bible ball.